Hello. Welcome back to Ungodly Gossip with me, critically acclaimed playwright, star, icon, fat woman in charge, Gabourey Sidibe. This is critically acclaimed actress, Monique. And we are here live. I wanna go
heaven.
I wanna go
heaven.
Said you wanna go. Not y'all voguing to this Christian song. It's so cold in the... Is it a spirit in here? Is we good, is you? Because I wanted to know. Welcome back to episode 4 of Ungodly Gossip with me, Anya, and the strongest man that I know, Rachel Slurrz. We are here to talk about... What are the topics today, Rachel?
Today we are talking about, put it right here, toxic masculinity.
Yes, so since you are a man, what does toxic masculinity mean to you? Like, your personal definition.
In a nutshell, I would say toxic masculinity to me is, let's just, for example, a straight man who can't be around gay or queer people in general without feeling a certain type of way, a certain type of way.
You're from the island, you're begging now, girl? Yell, damn.
In terms of like not securing their own straightness, I guess you can say. Not fearful, but just ignorant.
I feel like toxic masculinity for me is Rachel knowing that she is rougher around the edges than I am, but still trying to make me feel small. In all honesty, I feel like toxic masculinity to me is just something that's been ingrained in society since, you know, the dawning of time, that the man is supposed to be the breadwinner, and that, you know, boys don't cry, and that boys aren't weak, and that girls wear pink, and, you know, just like little stuff like that.
Toxic masculinity refers to traditional cultural masculine norms that can be harmful to men, women, and society overall. The concept of toxic masculinity... Not me, Caitlin.
Yeah, I'm telling y'all, Rachel should have been stuck in 3rd grade, but if it wasn't... You're the reason why No Child Left Behind was started.
I was the child that was left behind. Tell Anya that mic is not a hot dog. Only 4 inches from your mouth.
You know what?
I'm still like trying to figure out what my place is in like faith, but being more involved with the men in my church has been a struggle for me because I always feel the pressure that they might be judging me because of my sexuality and how I identify, because they've always known me as the praise and worship leader's son, and I think being queer has affected my perspective of how they view me when I shouldn't give a fuck about that.
For me, just being younger, obviously being black, I wouldn't really know what the term, like, I didn't know like what gay meant, because everybody in my family fully had in their mind that I was gay, and I was like, but you're a dyke. Like, all of my aunts are lesbians, so I'm like, why are y'all so worried about me? Like, let me live. I was only 6, you know? But literally in daycare, I'm like, if I want to play with a fucking Barbie, let me play with a Barbie. Damn. But I think with toxic masculinity and how it's affected, like, obviously, our lives being that we're both black, you know, minorities, that, like, obviously, I don't know, were you raised by both parents, or were you raised by...
I was raised by my dad was present, but I was solely raised by my mom and, like, my grandmother.
Yeah, so when you think of, like, a black kid, a boy, raised by a single mother, probably has all sisters, they're like, yep, homosexual. Yep, cum guzzler right there. Cum guzzler A right there. But the gag is, our stories are different because you were raised by a single mother. I was raised by a single father. And look how we turned out. They would always get mad because I wanted to do hair, I wanted to sing, I wanted to dance. They're like, nah, you need to ride bikes. You need to, you know, do this and do that. I mean, I still did both. But like, I mean, you know... And that's why I'm gender fluid. Woo! It's like Hannah Montana. You have the best of both worlds.
The breasticles.
The breasticles. They're non-existent right now. I yeeted my teeth. A lot of people don't, like, love themselves, and they try to project that onto, like, other people. And, like, toxic masculinity, as far as, like, us being, like, drag queens or drag entertainers, is that a lot of drag queens feel like they're never going to find love because some people are like, oh, I'm not with that gay shit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's right.
But you was just slamming Rachel in the back of Home Depot last episode. But you're not with that gay shit. I can't.
Why you bringing up my past?
Because you're the masked one. Toxic masculinity is a problem.
It is. It very much so is. Even within our own community, not just with like straight folk or cis straight folk.
If you see my contact moving, just know that there's a ghost in here. Touching my eyeball when he should be touching my cat. My Cuda cat. Identity. Do you have one? Or are you trying to be me and Rachel? When we talk about identities, like, what kind of identities are you talking about?
I've been like toiling with how I identify, going through some trials and tribulations.
But you won't tarry long.
I feel like I identify. I generally say queer, but usually I think I identify as non-binary because I don't necessarily feel that I fall on either side of the binary. So I'm just somewhere on that spectrum.
I don't know. I think because the way that we were raised, because me and Rachel were both raised in like the church, but very Christian, not like Catholic. You know, we weren't having like an old man named Don, Father Don, touching us, but you know, we couldn't get so lucky. Waits for applause. For me, I feel like I identify now more as gender fluid because people who knew me before I started doing drag knew me as TJ, and now people who met me as Anya know me as Anya. So I feel like gender fluid means like, you know, I feel like I'm existing with both energies, you know.
What was the peak moment of your self-discovery and coming to the realization that you were different?
When I was 5, I looked in the mirror and I did realize that I was dark. So if we're talking about skin color, I guess, you know, that's something.
What was the peak moment of your self-discovery and coming to the realization that you were different?
I think the year was 2005. Anytime me and my family would get together, we always would have like barbecues and stuff like that, and they would say, Anya, do the uh-oh dance. And if you're a Beyonce fan, you know the uh-oh, no. Yeah, so I think that was the realization.
It's been a great time hosting this show with this beautiful man.
Are we gonna get married? Benny, move over. I hope there's room for a third.
We already had talked about this. He like big black drag queen, so
actually put a party.
The RuPaul party city.
Oh my God, Kevin, can you cry? I want like us to have like the party, like the RuPaul wigs. Not you pulling your wig back.
You don't like my bang-yang?
All right, you guys, thank you so much for always loving on us and tuning in to Ungodly Gossip. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, girl.
Bye, sis.
Hold on. You gonna say bye, sis. 1, 2, 3.
Bye, sis. Roar.
That's all, folks.
You ain't never read shit in your life, so don't even lie to these people. What is?
I don't know what is going on today. Cue the video of Taraji P. Henson and I Can Do Bad All By Myself singing, "Oh Lord, I want you to help me." George, I'm going to give you a big old hug.